All right, we're going to continue with 11.7 homework. Number 17 isn't really too difficult, but I think with all the steps, it's kind of confusing at first glance. So we're going to walk through this one. So the probability that a certain state will be hit by a tornado, F4, F5, is 1 over 15. This question is very similar to number 1 that we did. They gave us 0.10 in number 1. This is giving us a fraction of 1/15. So the first question is, what is the probability that a state will be hit by a major tornado 2 years in a row? All right, so since they give us that the probability of a single year is 1/15, then any consecutive amount of years is an independent event. Independent, meaning year 1 has nothing to do with year 2, year 3, etc. So, the question is, what is the probability that a state will be hit by a major tornado 2 years in a row? Same as question 1. I can do these blanks. And now in my blanks, I'll do the probabilities. So year 1, year 2. Notice it wants a decimal. We're going to round 5 decimal places. Well, if the probability for any single year is 1/15, then for year 1 is 1/15, year 2 is 1/15. So I can do this a couple of ways. I could do 1 divided by 15 times 1 divided by 15, like that. So you can see what we did. Okay, we could just do it like that. Decimal. They want a decimal, so 0.0044. That's 7 4s. Okay. It says to round 5 decimal places, so 0.00444. That's 5. Since this 4 is less than 5, we're going to stop there. So I could do that. Of course, I could have done 1 divided by 15, close parentheses, and then raise it. Oh, you can see that. There's a button right there. It's squares right under the caret. I could get the same thing. Okay, part B. What is the probability the state will be hit 3 consecutive years? Well, we just did 2 consecutive years. Well, how is this different if I have 3 consecutive years? Well, each year is 1 divided by 15. And I think for this one, I'm going to do it using the parentheses in that caret. Since 1/15 times 1/15 is 1/15, 1/15 cubed is what I want to do. So parentheses 1 divided by 15, caret 3 decimal. Okay. I'm going to write this entire decimal that I got. But it wants us to round 5 decimal places. So 0.000, watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what I'm looking at is this 6 here. Okay, that 6 is bigger. This 6 is bigger than 5, so I have to round this guy up. Well, 9 rounded up would be a 0, which affects this 2, so this 2 becomes a 3. So I can type this in, or because that 0 is irrelevant, I could type it in like that, okay? So either one is fine. That's a little tricky maybe. And then part C, what is the probability that a state will not be hit by a tornado? Probability that a state will not be hit by a tornado for 10 consecutive years. So I wrote that out because I want to think about it. It will not be hit. But we know the probability. The probability of a tornado hitting in a year is 1 over 15. Okay. So in order to do this, I need to do the following. I need to figure out what is the probability of not tornado hitting. If you remember the probability of not, so probability of not P is equal to 1 minus the probability of P. There's a bunch of P's going on. So let's call it something else. The probability of E. Probability of not E is equal to probability of 1. Probability of not E happening is 1 minus the probability of E happening. So the probability of not a tornado hitting is 1 minus the probability of a tornado hitting. So the probability of a tornado hitting 1 year is 1 over 15. So 1 minus 1 over 15 is 14 over 15. You can do that. If you don't trust it, you can do 1 minus 1 divided by 15, fix the fraction, then 14. Or you can find a common denominator. All right, so this is the probability of not hitting. Therefore, for 10 consecutive years, I could do my blinks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And each of the blinks, I could type in 14 over 15, 14 over 15, blah, 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 14 over 15. You can do it 10 times if you want, but do you really want to type 14 over 15 times 14 over 15 that many times? You don't, right? You do not want to do that. But what we could do is 14 over 15, since it's 10 times, raised to the 10th. So I could do parentheses 14 over 15, caret 10. The problem wants us to round 3 decimal places. So I got 0.501611825, 0.502, because this 6 has to be rounded up, or affects the 1 to make it round up. Okay. And then part D, what is the probability that a state will be hit at least once over the next 10 years? Okay, I think I can fit that in right here. Part D, probability of a tornado hitting at least once. All we got to do here, this is the probability. This is the probability of a tornado not hitting. So if a tornado hits at least once, then all we got to do is 1 minus the probability of a tornado not hitting. And we have this number here in our calculator, so 1 minus that number, 0.502, equal to 0.498. Okay, so I think we're going to stop the video there. That guy is a pretty long problem, so we're going to stop there. We'll do another video for the other problems.